Hello, friends and neighbors. Swaggy Man Piper 1926 here. On a late Sunday evening. Um, After 8. Everybody's getting out of church. There's a church down the road a piece. Little, small country church. Nice place. Good folks. I've attended it a couple times throughout my time here. Well, not here, but you get the idea. Smoking. See it there. My Peterson. Shape D16. Excuse me. Oh yeah, trying a new blend, or new to me. I have finally come across. I'm sorry. Bayou Morning Flake. Pretty good stuff. And like we talked about before, I try and hit local brick and mortars. I was in Huntington yesterday. Russell spent the night with his mama, my mother-in-law, and there had been a peddler's mall, which is essentially, if you don't know, just a big indoor flea market kind of thing. Sometimes antiques. I mean, it's about 50-50. Some of them are antiques, or you'll hit areas where it's a lot of antique stuff, and then you'll hit some of it that's like craft stuff and just general. There's no rhyme or reason, necessarily speaking. Oh, excuse me. But over in Huntington, and looked up the local B&M. And took and sorry about that. Took and noticed he was open. I haven't been to him in a little bit, so I didn't remember his hours because I know some of it changed, so on and so forth. I did not bring enough money. He had this, and he had, excuse me, other blends that I typically collect, if you want to call it that, or not collect, seller, that I sell her. I don't sell her much, but I do sell her some. One of particularly the Briar Fox. I really like the Briar Fox. Um, Especially in the fall. You can't beat it. In my opinion, and you know everybody's different, so it's fine. But you can't beat a Briar Fox in the fall. Um, Then he had some other stuff. I can't remember all of it. I think one of it was the blend that Beans 316 praises. Um, I just remember what the tin looks like. Couldn't tell you what it is, what it's called. But it's one with the pretty writing on the can. Whew. Hey, I'm gonna have to cut this short. Anyway, I actually went in there to get a cigar. I know it worked, so I just filled it up. Get a cigar. And didn't even make it in there to the cigars. Because the area where his pipe tobacco is just completely and utterly full, and I was just dumbfounded at the amount that he has, because there's only really one place that I go to that I would call a proper pipe and cigar store, and that's up in Charleston. They have pipes, and they have, well, about a wall of pipe tobacco, and it's loose and tins. So, and you know, it all varies. You know, some stuff moves out really fast, some stuff don't. You know, and they roughly, or they were trying to keep a constant rotation of stuff that, you know, people want and ask for, and so I pretty much, you know, figured that's the place until I went to the one in Huntington yesterday. So I was not prepared. However, I did walk out and there were two tins. This one, and then I found a Peterson 3Ps that is going in the jar. Maybe. May not make it to it all. But you get the idea. Mm. And maybe a little over proud of myself yesterday. So, me and my buddy that I work with him, we ended up walking through the antique district, I guess you'd call it, or the street or whatever. Um, there's one street there in Huntington that just has, it's on each side is antiques shops. And went through one. I like to look at some of the old tools. I always check for pipes. You just never know what you come across. My buddy likes to look for the old toys and stuff like that, and you know. But I went into one that I'd been in before, and ended up finding an old, well, kind of an older, I guess. I'm fairly certain it's a Dr. Grabo. It doesn't say so, but it looks like it has the spade on the stem. It's just been blacked out. But I don't believe it has any markings to say that it is a Dr. Grabo. However, it's one of the little, like, short, small, like a pocket pipe, or if you've ever seen me use the old Dr. Grabo that's got the tape around it, and it's maybe about that big, and it's kind of like that one, just a different shape. And I scooped that little jewel up for I think I got it under $10. I don't think it's even properly broke in yet. But that's not really. So they're in the back. I was looking at the tools, and he's got a bunch of cast iron pans and everything. I was looking at them, kind of looking through them. I seen one that I thought about getting. I didn't, because it was a I don't know if you'd call that like a biscuit, but it's all separated circles, Might be able to put eggs in there if you want. You put whatever you want in there, I guess. But kind of build something up in there. I was talking about getting that. I didn't, but I ended up getting a number 6 science cast iron pan, which is the bottom of it. I put my hand in it to give a size reference to Kayla, because I sent her the picture. And I can't stretch my hand out. I can't, like, pinky to thumb, I can't stretch it out. It's kind of more like that. So it's not an overly large pan, but it's got high walls. Give $8 for it. Just needs a little bit of love, a little bit of cleaning up. I got a wire wheel that I'm going to kind of clean it up a little more, get some more of the rust off, get some of the old seasonings kind of build up off of it, and re-season it and all that good stuff. I told her, when I messaged Kayla, I told her, I said, I made an exorbitant purchase. And she said, oh my goodness, what did you buy? And then I sent her the pan with the tag saying $8. Told her how nice it was and how light it is, and so on and so forth. She says it looks like a good swinging pan. And I just went on with it. I was like, oh yeah, it's super light. It's really nice. And so that's a project for this week. Yeah. How are you all doing? You enjoying your Sunday? You'll probably get this Monday, most likely. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. If you see this on Sunday, and if you don't, and you see it later on, well, I hope you have a good week. This is Fair Week, so, and where Russell is a clover bud, last year for it, I've got to figure out how to get him for some of those things there at the fair and still figure out work, and have to figure it out. Just have to play it by ear, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is really good, by the way. It's Old Belt Red Virginias. Added 25% Perique. Press the whole thing before slicing into flakes. If Red Virginias and Perique is something that you enjoy, I'd look into this if I were you. It's hitting the spot. There was actually a few more things that I kind of wanted to talk about, but I didn't make a like a little memo sheet or anything, a cheat sheet, because I've listened to some old matches, recordings, videos, and a couple Dr. Harrelson's older recordings of talking about some stuff. Some of it on both ends is I picked up stuff that I hadn't, I guess it hadn't registered before. And I was going to talk to you because some of it was a valid point, and I wish I'd wrote it down. Or it made, stuff that makes sense to me. But that'll be for another video, I suppose. It actually feels nice. Feels really nice, actually. And today wasn't overly hot either, so that was nice as well. I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong, but it's not stifling. So, I had a story come to me. It's not like not the typical down home story that I normally get telling. Like a story I would have heard at a church service or something like that. And I've been wondering why it, why does it come to me now? And I thought, well, maybe it's getting revamped in my mind, because I'm going to be asked to do another Sunday morning Bible reading or something like that. Word of encouragement, if you will. But I haven't for a while. So, but it's still there. So, if anything religious is typically not your thing, I hope you all take care of yourselves. And I'll catch you on the next video. If you're curious, just hang tight. There was this church having a revival. Had a young preacher get up, and the Spirit is really there, and everyone is just having a real good time. And the young evangelist jumps up and says the 23rd Psalm. Sorry, I had to go get a Bible because I want to read it for you. The young evangelist stood up, said the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And at the end of him reciting the 23rd Psalm, the whole congregation agreed, jumped up and amened and clapped and hollered and in agreement. And the evangelist asked if anyone else had anything to say, and old man way in the back stood up, and someone brought him a microphone. And he said, "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. At the end of the old man saying the 23rd Psalm, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And the young evangelist stood up and he said, I know the 23rd Psalm. He said, but he knows the shepherd. With that, folks, I wish y'all good evening. You folks take care. I hope y'all know the shepherd. And remember, kindness costs us nothing.